My name is Rob Garofalo. I am the Chief of Police of West Windsor Police Department. I've been a police officer for 35 years, and I've had the honor and privilege to work with pretty much the best police officers in the entire state. I first learned about attitudes in reverse many years ago, where we've had situations where we've had individuals who died by suicide or had other tragic events. And I met Kurt and Trish during that time frame, and they both provided a ton of resources for the police department to help families and to help the schools and help other individuals and friends cope with the loss and tragedy that they had to deal with. Personal experiences that I've had with mental health issues kind of falls along the lines of mostly from the police department. As a police officer and the officers that are out there every day, you go to a lot of calls where someone has died tragically by suicide, someone has died in an accident, someone has overdosed. There is so much of that out there. And sadly, our officers experience that almost every day, including myself. And you always take home a little piece of that, and you experience that with every family. Whenever I go anywhere in town, or wherever my officers go anywhere in town, we drive around, we see in our minds all the places where bad things have happened. You know, sadly, we're all kind of touched a little bit every single day by the mental health crisis and by all the tragedy that comes our way. And that's why mental health counseling, that's why mental health support, that's why AIR dogs, and that's why AIR itself is so important to everyone, and especially for our officers, because it gives them a little bit of hope in such tragic situations. AIR's impact and potential is incredible, and I don't think enough people realize what Attitudes in Reverse really does for the public and does for everyone that they deal with. And I think there still is a great stigma around mental health, and that we don't have enough conversation about it. And unfortunately, when we don't talk about these things, we don't provide tools to cope with these things. Even in law enforcement, we don't want to talk about mental health or the ability to talk to somebody because it could be perceived that you're weak or that you can't handle the situation, where it's not true at all. And I think what Attitudes in Reverse does is it provides that conversation. And not only does it provide the conversation, it provides the open door for kids to learn and to develop coping mechanisms, and they can fill their toolbox with the resources they need to cope with mental health situations that they have to deal with every single day. So I think the ability for AIR to do what they do is just tremendous. And it is such a great resource for us in law enforcement, because we are able to rely on that and rely on Attitudes in Reverse to provide mental health counseling, and to provide, when we have a critical incident, to provide dogs, the AIR dogs that come out. And their impact is incredible. I've seen it firsthand, where we're in situations where there has been some type of death by a tragic means, and the AIR dogs are brought in with the counselors that come in, and you can see how friends and family members and everyone that's exposed to these highly trained dogs and their handlers, how it's just an incredible change. They're able to relax, they're able to cope a little better, and they're able to open up to the counselors to get the help they need, to get the support they need. And I don't think people realize how tremendous that is. And I've seen school counselors and I've seen school officials who watch this and they're like, this is amazing. This is what we need, and this is the help we need. So the impact reaches everyone, everywhere, and it should be required in every school system. Being an honoree for Taste of Hope is incredible, and I am truly humbled by it. I was surprised by it. I don't feel I qualify for it, but I am thankful for it, and I'm really hoping that being an honoree will help me get AIR's message out to more and more people. This is not a political project. This is not something that falls under party lines. This is something that is helping our children, and it's giving them a future. And if you saw what our police officers saw every single day, you'd realize that sometimes that future is bleak. And without organizations like AIR to give them help, some of them won't have a fighting chance to get through this. This time and With social media and all of the pressures that are put on them, they need more and more tools to get them through what they need to do.